If someone wanted to join your team, how could he?
I'm trying to get people to join the team all the time. What do you think the YouTube videos are for? I got to get people to come. Yeah, recruiting was actually really hard at the start. People were really skeptical of the whole idea. Right now, we mostly just post advertisements for the positions on the university resources. Like we have some Canvas boards online that we post stuff onto, and people will come sign up through that. And also through the website, you can come and sign up to join the group. We only have like two basic rules right now. One is that you're a student, and two is that you are able to be present in Bremen at least once or twice a week, because we have stuff that we're building and stuff in Bremen.
Yeah. Regarding the how do we plan to inspire others? Of course, there's like a personal journey and a group's journey with this aspect. On a more personal note, I've been on the Radio Bremen, Radio Berlin, where I try to share my experiences as a woman in STEM, and I try to kind of explain how I feel, how I got here, so that people understand that science is really for everyone. It's not for a bunch of specific group of people, but science is really for anyone who's curious, who wants to learn. And the main inspiration that we want to draw also for our team is that we do often see a lot of students getting intimidated by the fact that it's rocket science to join, but essentially there's so many other disciplines of the project that needs people from marketing, people from public relations, media, all of the finance raising. Fundraising is such an important concept that a lot of us engineers sometimes might forget because we get really excited with the engineering ideas, but yeah, the rocket runs on money, not exactly on propulsion. So there's so many disciplines, and we want to inspire all sorts of discipline-oriented students into our team. And but especially for STEM and for science, for my personal love of science, I try to do as many talks, try to get in touch with as many people, especially reach out to people who are young and awesome, just like you, so that we can, kind of watch each other grow and feel really good about the fact that, man, we're doing stuff in science and this is awesome.
And there's no age limit. You can be 10, you can be 40. If you're a student, come.
Yeah.
And we don't have any specific skills that you need to have, because as Sahana was saying, rocketry and building a rocket has so many different things that are involved in it. Like I'm sure that almost anyone could contribute in some meaningful capacity to the project in some way.
What can someone learn from joining your team?
I think the first thing we're going to learn is about the importance of fundraising, the difficulty regulations can cause, despite how amazing your plan is. um, Understanding that you really need a strong network when you want to execute anything, honestly. And there's so many other small learnings. Where do I start? I've been super happy with the fact that I'm able to put my learnings into practice. So there's a lot of hands-on experience and learning that you have. Other than this, I guess just the really good feeling of being in a team. This is something that all of us can learn, and how amazing it is to hear so many perspectives. We have super amazing team members. All of them really good at their stuff. They have a strong skill set, and they always try to make sure that their point of view merges with the rest of the team, and we have a good product in the end. Well, I don't want to say product, but end goal, that we have a common end goal.
One other thing that I think that you gain, and is a big, important resource to have in the future, is the ability to push through adversity. Whenever you're trying to pursue a difficult challenge, like we are in this situation, you will face lots of obstacles, lots of things that will get in your way. Sometimes people as well. And you kind of have to figure out how to get your way around them, and also not to lose faith in what you're originally set out to do. It's always easy to just say, oh, you know what, it's not worth it. But there's value to when you have a team around you of people that are all kind of looking for the same thing. You can sometimes re-inspire yourself. Like I've probably had like, I don't know, 5 or 10 times in significant ways where I've looked at this project and gone, man, what am I doing? But then I get on the call with the 20 or 30 other students that are all in this group together with me, and I go, you know what? We're doing a good thing here.
Yeah, for sure.
We can get this done.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we have to be adaptable, right? That's the main philosophy behind fixed goal, flexible plan. You might have the goal, but your plans might change. Yeah, 2 or 3 times. Just the pandemic was such a big example that you can have goals, but sometimes you're a hardware engineer and you don't have hardware access because you're not allowed to go to the office. Then you work with what you have. You work with whatever is available to you, and you try your best to just play with the parameters that are in your control and still keep the goal in mind. So yeah, fixed goal, flexible plan. This is what works, I think, for most of us.
How do you manage your team?
We have basically a plan that we want to follow. So we have a list of tasks that we want to carry out over the course of, until we get to the Karman line. We try to distribute those tasks amongst the disciplines inside of the group. So we have 5 different main groups that are part of the team. So we have the propulsion group, the structures group, the aerodynamics group, avionics, and then recovery. So each of those groups kind of has a leader, and we try to distribute the tasks for the whole rocket to each of those disciplines, and then they give those tasks to the people that are, in each of the groups. And so far that's been working. It's been working for the design phase, at least, because then it's all like theoretical. There's not really much you're doing in terms of building stuff. It's proving to be a bit more difficult as we come into the testing phase. And this is probably where Sahana becomes the most valuable.
Yeah, on the executive board, I'm the chief operating officer, yes. However, my major tasks lie around testing and operations and testing, yeah. So it's really important for me that every subcomponent, component, subsystem, and eventually the rocket, everything is super functional. We test everything, we reduce chances of failure, and that we move ahead with confidence about our design. This, of course, comes with a lot of obstacles, like trying to get the whole team to understand what kind of short-term goals we have. Long-term goal, I think all of us understand pretty well, and we're all on board. However, setting short-term deadlines kind of becomes a bit of a challenge where we're trying to get everybody on the same page. So at times like this, what really helps is, without looking like I'm promoting, GitHub is an amazing source and a tool to use, because you get to keep track of all the versions. You get to make sure that different team members can work on your code or your CAD model or any of the documentation you're working on simultaneously, but without losing out on any of the previous versions. You don't have to waste time waiting for one team member to finish a particular part for you to take over the document. So version control is just amazing with GitHub. And another cool part of GitHub is, of course, the project section, where you have a Kanban board. You can keep track of all the problems you're having, all the short-term goals, and you can also keep track of what your team members are doing, so that you can kind of align your work packages to be completed at the same time, or to make sure that your work is not kind of delaying on another person. Another source we also use is Jira, which helps you keep track control. Of course, this is meant for C coding and development, but it works pretty fine for our project management tasks as well, because you can assign a task to someone else, and then someone else is informed that they're waiting for you to kind of finish something. So some of these tools have really kind of helped with the efficiency of the teams working. And other than that, I guess the general management of a team, all of us are learning. That's the best part about this, that we're not yet in a full-time job, but we're working on a project, and it's giving us so many lessons that makes us ready for another full-time job that we're going to get later. So yeah, I've just been working part-time for 2 years at the German Aerospace Center while being a student, but right now I'm just a thesis student at DLR, and I'm also with ASTRA at the same time. So all of us are managing our regular schedules and also giving time to ASTRA because it's important to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the real issue that comes in is that we're all engineers and we're not necessarily managers. So sometimes we're not so good at I don't know, managing the whole workflow process. Yeah. I think most groups suffer from this, to be honest. I was briefly a part of the Dare group, and they had similar issues to what we have.
Yeah, and also because I work a lot with Women in Aerospace Europe. We publish white papers and we hold events there. I'm also doing another certificate program in space entrepreneurship, where we work on a Airbus challenge for climate neutral aviation stuff. And other than that, I'm constantly getting involved in a lot of hackathons. So sometimes it becomes a lot. But I feel like one project kind of fuels the motivation for another project, and this way it kind of keeps me going. So